I am research participant number 224. Daddy had created a file on me and placed it among the folders containing notes and transcripts from his interviews with other children of interracial couples. By now, I know that his fascination with interracial families began long before he started one of his own. I have long understood that my mother, my sisters, and I were inextricably tied to his scholarly obsession, woven into his lifelong pursuit of interracial intimacy. But discovering that he considered me an actual subject of study, that was a whole new level of entanglement. I begin to wonder, was I born entirely from his love for my mother, or was I, in some way, an extension of his mission to document and popularize mixed marriages? It unsettles me to think that my sisters and I may have been unwitting guinea pigs in a social experiment designed to prove the viability and perhaps even the superiority of interracial unions.
Thank you for reading that. And I want to ask you, what did that discovery first off do to you? And what answers did you come to after sitting with that discovery?
At first, I was really shocked to find that I was a participant, a research subject in his study now of the children of interracial couples. And I did wonder initially, was I part of an experiment of his trying to prove his theory that biracial children were well adjusted and weren't tragic mulattoes, that we could do well in school and do well in society. But, you know, I was so close to my father. I knew how much he loved me. I was so entangled in his work because he brought it into our family's life and he discussed it with me so much. And so I knew that his the project was subject, but because he thought of me as part of his entire life's work. And I began to realize that that actually made him even closer to me. It meant that I was even closer to him. I was involved in every aspect of his life. You know, there are lots of children who feel separated from their parents and separated from their parents' work, and even feel that their parents' work is more important to them, to their parents, than they are. I never felt that way about my father. I always felt that I was essential to him.
Your father's thesis was that if interracial unions were allowed to flourish, they would prompt demands for social equality, that basically interracial marriage would help dismantle this caste system that he believed America was under. Do you think that there was something he could not see precisely because of where he stood?
Not so much with the debate, but he's trying to persuade me of his views. And that very early, I mean, as early as my father was problem was over and over and over again. Along with, I have to say, his main message was that all human beings are equal. There's only one human race. And the only reason why Black and white people are not moving together for greater racial justice is because of invented divisions between us. So that was his main message, and that I agree with to this day. But the idea of the power of interracial love by itself was something I began to question. I don't remember exactly when, but I know for a fact that when I read Black Power by Stokely Carmichael and Charles Hamilton, when I was in 7th grade, that I began to have a very different perspective than my father. And I do believe that at that young age, I recognized the power of structural racism and could not accept his view that interracial love by itself would be strong enough to transcend it or overcome it or dismantle it. And so
Oh, love in
from
general.
that time
If you
on, we
talk about
began
all
to
of
have
love, yeah.
debates about it. But you know, my father always
All of love is a lot of
respected
things, not
my
things just
opinion. That's
by
something I
itself.
also learned in the file that I found about me, that he kept this file even though the file contained wording that adamantly disagreed with him, but he still kept it and he still loved me and he still respected my opinion.
Mm. Dorothy Roberts, thank you so much for this scholarship, for this book, and for this conversation.
Thank you, Tanya. It's been really a delight and an honor to be able to speak with you. I really, truly appreciate it.
Dorothy Roberts' new book is called The Mix.
Best Actor in his starring role of Dr. Robbie. Dr. Robbie. New episodes roll out Thursdays through April. I'm enjoying the second season just as much for the small moments as well as the big intense ones. In one recent episode, a couple is being treated after being in a road accident, and the husband regains consciousness to learn from Dr. Robbie that his wife is in critical condition.
Please don't.
I thought you were gonna speed date. How can?
Please. I can assure you that she is in excellent. Please. I can assure you that she is in excellent hands.
How can they spend this much on one
This is how it
program?
works.
They cover a lot.
How what works?
Department. And see.
Yeah, none of that stuff matters.
How it works.
That's how it works.
Health, mental as well as physical, also is at the heart of Shrinking, which recently began its third
Shrinking.
season on Apple TV.
Oh, I
One
got like Apple
therapist,
TV and
played
they
by
severed
Harrison
it. That was
Ford,
awful.
has developed Parkinson's and reluctantly visits a specialist. In the waiting room is another patient who strikes up a conversation.
Harrison
The
Ford is good. I don't know if I
patient
want
is
to see
played
this
in
old
what turns out
man.
to be a very moving guest spot by Michael J. Fox.
Oh, that is sweet though.
Parkinson's. You.
Circuit. I deserve more of a laugh than that.
Sorry. Just going through it today.
You look good. Your voice is firm. Makes you sound wise.
Yeah, I am quite wise.
How's your balance?
Not bad. This stupid exercises help.
Yeah, I fall 3 times a day. I'm thinking I take it up stump work.
Another show rolling out weekly episodes, at least through the end of February, is the 6-episode Game of Thrones prequel, shown Sundays on HBO and HBO Max. It's called A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and is set about 100 years before Game of Thrones. I've seen the whole season, and was surprised by how much I enjoyed it. Peter Claffey plays a wannabe knight, a towering hulk of a man named Sir Duncan the Tall. Dexter Saul Ansel plays his tiny bald-headed squire, a kid nicknamed Egg. And the two of them are a very funny, charming odd couple indeed.
Do you think I'll ever make a knight one day?
Sure, why not? You're a likely lad.
I'm a bit puny,
You'll grow.
even for my age. Everyone's always told me so.
Everyone's always told me I'm stupid.
And... What?
What?
What did you do when people said you were stupid, son?
What business is that of yours? My problems are my own.
Other recent TV shows are out there in their entirety already, but deserve mention. All 8 episodes of Down Cemetery Road, an enjoyable and impressive mystery series starring
looking
Emma
forward to
Thompson and
Elsbeth.
Ruth Wilson, are available on Apple TV.
And more
And a second
D&B.
season is in the works. Which is great news, because Emma Thompson is playing one of the quirkiest, funniest TV detectives since Peter Falk starred as guest. The Netflix documentary about Ed Sullivan that I think everyone should enjoy and be surprised by.
Check out Elsbeth. And
I
D&B
always
is
knew
good.
that Sullivan, with his popular
Something else I
CBS
think I've been
variety
watching.
show, was a longtime champion of minority artists. But until this documentary, I never fully understood why. I'll close with this story and performance by Harry Belafonte, who in 1950 was in danger of being blacklisted for his support of civil rights and certain communist causes.
He wanted to talk to me personally, so he invited me to come to his hotel. He said, I'm told that I can't have you on my show because you are very favorable towards the communist ideology, and that you're out there making mischief that's not to the best interests of our country. And I said, well, Mr. Sullivan, everything that you have suggested I'm guilty of having done is true. But tell me something. When the Irish did battle with the British, the rebel mood was considered quite heroic by all the Irish citizens in the world. Explain to me what the difference is when those of us of color also strike out against the same oppression. The Irish rebels who do that are heroic. Black rebels who do that are not patriotic. We thought this was not about loyalty to the nation. It's about loyalty to the human condition. And our humanity was being terribly brutalized. I left the meeting with nothing really resolved. And I couldn't have been back in the office more than an hour or two. Then I got a call from my agent. And he said, I don't know what you said, Dad Sullivan, but you're on the show.
Yay.
Now,
Truth
ladies and gentlemen, here's
wins.
the moment we've all been waiting for. Here's one of the great artists of our country and one of the greatest artists of the world. Here is Harry Belafonte.
This is a great one. Isn't it great when people get to celebrate art and let art bring the truth out?
Good morning, sun. Oh, well, it's good morning, Captain. Good morning, sun. Don't you need another mule Skinner out on your new run? Hey there.
David Bianculi is Fresh Air's TV critic. Coming up, we'll talk with historian
That was
Heather
good.
McGee about how racism in America hurts everyone, not just the people it targets. This is Fresh Air Weekend.
Bring your pocket around.
Support for NPR comes from this station and from Uma, a cloud-based phone service for any size business with an automated virtual receptionist, video meetings, and other features
Good time to shut it
connect
down
to
since there's just
customers
trolls
and
in here.
coworkers anywhere.
I'm gonna go ahead and curse
At
you guys. I'm cursing Trump and Putin and Netanyahu and
uma.com/NPR.
Modi and all the clan.
And from the
Through
estate
you.
of Joan B. Kropp, whose bequest serves as an enduring investment
See you guys
in the
next
future
time.
of
Well,
public
hopefully I
radio
don't see you guys
and
again.
seeks to help NPR be the model for high-quality journalism in the 21st century.
No one's gonna miss you guys, that's for sure.
You want to know what's going on in the
But
world.
maybe I'll be
Not
live
just
again
the
in a minute.
politics and breaking news,
If
but the
the,
music, the art, the culture. Morning edition from NPR News.
If
is
that
here
next
for
story
all
comes
of
on,
it.
that sounds interesting. So, see you guys soon. Racism is bad for everyone, not just the people it targets. Glad you have a whole story about it.
Lin-Manuel Miranda, thanks for the time and congratulations.
Start your weekday mornings with us and catch conversations you might not expect.
Morning edition, weekdays until 9.
Real American fight for
CPR
Bondi.
News.
Y'all are so weird.
Thank you
Y'all are
for
so
supporting
fascist, I
Colorado
should say.
Public Radio.
You're not
Your
weird, you're
voluntary
fascist.
donation brings
Weird is
you
good,
and
fascist
your
is bad.
community
You
the
guys are
news,
fascist, stop being
stories,
fascist.
and music you love, anytime, anywhere.